Also got another request to look at a few of the shade sections, which we have not been down here for a little while. So let's take a look at some. Down in the bottom bowl, we got some fine fescue we'll look at. And then out here, I also had a few questions about tall fescue in a very shady situation. So that's why I planted this over here. You know, you do have some filtered light coming through, but these trees, once they're leafed out, does not get a whole lot of sun. This area back here is the elite tall fescue in a very, very shady situation, and I'm pleased with it. So this works well for someone who maybe has a full sun area, they have some shade, and they don't want different grass types, they don't want things to look different, they want to treat them the same. That's a good scenario for this grass, and I don't do hardly anything to it, basically. Back here, I haven't fertilized anything, I neglect everything. So it just is what it is, but it does pretty well. This is the dense shade testing, so you can see a line right there. What's closest to us is ryegrass, and actually in here you can also see those brown stems. So same situation here. I haven't done any fertilizing, I haven't done anything to these. So neglect, again, probably not the greatest test when you're neglecting everything, but you will see that ryegrass does not love dense shade. It's thinning out quite a bit. Over here, I've been fairly surprised with this bluegrass actually, and it is thinning some, but not quite as much as the rye, and it's not doing too terribly in this dense shade. Both of these would probably be a lot better if I did some more care to them. I just wanted to show you though what we just looked at, tall fescue compared to these two. Same type of program. I'm not doing anything to them really except mowing. So there's the differences. Right, so now we've moved down here to the bottom area, which is the shade mix, and this is fine fescue predominantly. What I noticed down here was earlier in the year we had a really stressful period of a few weeks of really dry weather. This of course has no irrigation of any kind, and at that same point there was something down here digging like crazy, probably raccoons. I found that around here as soon as anything starts to dry up is when I see the raccoons come digging for things. Also, that tree right back over there is a mulberry tree, so the deer come down here as those start to fall off in the late spring and they eat all that stuff, and so there was just tons of traffic down here. It is not an extremely traffic tolerant grass. But what I've also found is that despite it not always looking prime during different times of the year, you just kind of let it be. But if your expectations are going to be that it's not necessarily the most high-end tall fescue lawn, or not going to look exactly like my front yard out there with that ryegrass, I think that's what's nice about it, is in dense shade situations it can be difficult to just keep grass growing or keep anything there as far as ground cover goes. And so the resiliency is there, it goes through all these droughts, and it might not look fantastic all the way throughout the year, but it does come back and it does do a good job of that. So if you like to cut things a little lower, you like that more fine textured, it's very, very soft, this would be the type of situation for you. But I found that the tall fescue also does pretty well in these shade situations, so you can kind of make a decision there as to what you like the most. I'm mowing that tall fescue quite a bit taller than this, and so some people don't like that. I don't prefer it necessarily, but in those areas where I'm not going to get a lot of feet traffic on it, I let it grow a little bit taller. The next thing for down here that I may do in the future is I may just try to overseed some tall fescue into this, so we would have fine fescue and tall fescue together. Not necessarily texture wise or anything that I would prefer, but I would like to see if that ups the traffic tolerance. Also just how it might look down here if you mix those two together. That's a project for another day. Maybe actually next spring before all the trees leaf out is when I may do that if I get a chance. But this was nice and flooded the other day too. It's a low spot and it seems to handle all of that stuff pretty well. So there is a time and a place for it. You just have to see what is best for you and what you like the most. I would also say that it's very much a cool season grass. So as we get into these July time frames, as it's humid at night, you know, this is not a grass that I would put down south anywhere and expect it to look fantastic, if even survive. A lot of these are used over in Europe where it's cool, rainy. That's the type of thing where it thrives, but these warmer temps that we have and high humidity and stuff, not the ideal thing for this grass type to look really good during the summer. This is not the time of year where cool season grasses thrive, but just depending on your weather and everything, hold on and you'll get to that fall season pretty soon. Either do some overseeding work or let things be, let things recover, and we'll get there soon enough. So thanks so much for watching today. We'll see you next time.